Okay, here's rain barrels in action. Another rainy day in June. Coming off the roof, all the way down into my main rain barrel, which comes down, connects into this one. And this is the main fish tank barrel. Now, it's slowly getting emptied out because what I want to do is I want to empty out the fish water because it's been a little bit murky and dirty. So I'm just going to clean this out about halfway. So I'm doing like a 50% water change on like a 200 liter rain barrel. And yeah, so I'm basically just going to do like a water change for it because they just need it. And since it's raining, it's a good time to go do it. And all I'm doing is, if you see the hose here, runs all the way out into the garden, so all the old fish water is going to be run down into the garden, and then and then it'll just be transferred in with new rainwater. But here is the interesting part. To see, what are we looking for?
I don't know.
You don't know? Do you remember what we're looking for?
Fish eggs!
Yeah, can you find any? Do you see any fish eggs? Are they good fish eggs?
Yeah.
How do you know? What color are they?
Yellow.
Look, there's so many of them. How many do you see?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5. You see 5 fish eggs? Cool. Should we go pull them and put them in the nice little fish tank?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go get it. Do you think you can try and get one? Good job. You're being so careful. Good job. In you go. Plunk. Want to try and get another one? Whoa, let's see it. Oh, look at how tiny it is. Okay, go put it in. Go. You want Daddy to do it? There you guys go. Look, the little fish eggs are sinking. But yeah, so I'm just doing a little water change right now. So I'm just using the clear hose line so that it's not creating too much suction, but it's slowly just emptying out the fish tank. And I'm just again doing a gravity filter, and it's just draining off into the next to the hosta over there. But yeah, inside of here there's about 10 fry that respawn. They all came from these breeding mops that I made. Now, if you look, all this is just yarn tied to an old film canister. And yeah, I lifted it up, and you can see the little fish eggs, and I dropped the fish eggs in that fish tank. Same thing with this one. So just a piece of yarn. This one just has a cork on it, a champagne bottle cork, and they just float around in there. In the last couple of weeks, they haven't really made any eggs, but originally, once these things were put in, I was getting about like maybe 5 or 6 eggs a day. And then, you know, at the beginning, most of them weren't fertilized, and then as the season kind of continued, more and more started to get fertilized. So I think, you know, we have a pretty good genetic mix of these, the 10 goldfish, the little fry over here. And now I'm just filling it up basically with the fresh water from the rain. And I'm aerating it now as well, so the water's being just kind of replenished. So there you go. Those are the little fish that we've bred. There's a couple of them in there. Or hopefully I can scare them around this way. There we go. So you can see I've bred them just to see if I could. And I've got about 10 of them. They're not all in this little tiny container, and I only just took them out to show you. But you can see they're little fish fry. Something I'm completely shocked and in awe about. They don't really have their colors yet or anything like that. You can just kind of see through them and things. But these are the beginnings of goldfish, and these are the little fish that I've bred. And in all honesty, I don't know any lineage and stuff. Alright, some interesting developments with the fish tank. One of the breeding mops still has little fish eggs on it. And here you go, you can see it. That tiny, tiny little egg. You see how it's like that orangish kind of color? That's what you're looking for. In the first spawn that these fish had, there was a lot more of these milky white colored ones. There's another one right there by my thumb. The milky ones are the ones that aren't fertilized, and eventually they go bad. Like they'll scuzz up, like they'll get mold on them. But these ones that are the fertilized eggs. There you go. There's a couple more hidden in there. There's one right there with my finger. There you go. And one over there. So these eggs are all fertilized, or at least they appear to be. This might be the first day, so I'm going to leave them on these breeding mops for another couple of days so that the fish inside can kind of just mature, and then I'm going to peel them off, and then I'm going to put them in here. Now this is the second thing that I've done. This is the new and improved lid for this thing. I know it's a very, very low budget DIY kind of project, but you know what? This is going to work because I've seen a lot of dragonflies flying in the area, and I don't want to have this become a dragonfly breeding tank. I want it to stay as a fish tank because larvae of the dragonflies will eat the goldfish. So I put just a net on top. I'm pretty sure mosquitoes and things are still laying their eggs inside, but those won't bother the fish. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to catch whatever fish are in there, and I'm going to take a look at them because I'm not even sure how many I have. So let's see what we got. Alright, so here are the goldfish. I counted them up. There's 9, and you can see like that one passing right there is actually a very interesting. It's a white one. This one doesn't seem to be doing too well. I was thinking about he needs to be culled. There's the little white one with the black eyes, and there's a few of those kicking around, these white ones with black eyes. He's actually got some calico coloring to him as well. Yeah, see, he's just floating there. There they all are. But yeah, I can see that little one's just struggling. He's probably not going to make it. So it's good that I came and got them now. So I had about 9 of them in there, so yeah, 10 was a good guess. Okay, so here's the last little part of my breeding saga. You can see I've put the water level pretty low. It's about 6-7 inches high inside of the breeder tank. And inside of there I've put one of the breeding mops, and I pulled some of those eggs out. And instead of just dumping them on the bottom that I was doing before, I didn't really find like I was getting too much success with that. So I put the breeding mop in, I pulled all of the little eggs off, and I put them all on top of the breeding mop. So this one's probably loaded with like 10 extra eggs. So hopefully in the next couple of days the eggs will hatch, and we'll update you after all that's said and done.